The Breakfast Club, bitches.
Now, I've been called a lot in my 23 years, but Donkey of the Day is a new one.
Yes, Donkey of the Day for Wednesday, July 12th.
Roland Martin.
My guy Roland Martin is here.
Without further ado, on the phone line with us, we have Dr. Umar Johnson. Brother Johnson, how are you doing today?
All is well, my brother. Thanks for having me on the show.
Brother, the pleasure is all mine. You know, I got to be honest with you. My oldest son has been talking about you for a number of years now. He turned me on to you. And brother, I just haven't been able to let you go through all your messages and stuff. And I just want to thank you for all that you do. And you're coming on the show on the heels of what I saw was an ambush. Are you okay? Is everything all right with you?
Yes, sir. I'm okay, my brother. It was definitely an ambush. But with the grace of God, I was able to navigate through that situation and come out successfully.
Oh, ain't no about that, brother. You held your own, and, you know, as what we say, we eat the meat and leave the bones, and we appreciate all that you do. You know, look, man, let's just put it where as they say, where the goats can get it, man. Let's just lay it on out there. Our community is in a crisis situation. We need all hands on deck, and that's why I can't understand why I hear all the criticism sometimes as it relates to you and other people who take positions as it relates to what we need to do to lift the consciousness up in our community. The question that I'm asking, what do we need to do, Brother Johnson, to build a better community? Because right now we don't even have a community. We have neighborhoods. I mean, this is just a place of existence. What do we have to do to break those chains, in your opinion, Dr. Omar?
The first thing we have to do, the very first thing, is we have to separate those who are serious and sincere from those who are simple-minded.
How do we do that? Because, you know, it's just like, for instance, my brother uses the analogy when the Titanic hit the iceberg and people so you're supposed to be plugging the holes in the ship, but we got brothers and sisters, instead of plugging the holes, they're knocking more holes in the bottom of the ship. So how do we separate them?
I think what we all have to do is we have to exercise our own responsibility within our social network and our family networks and our professional networks, and determine, based on our own experience with the people we know, who we believe to be serious and sincere. And we need to start bringing those people together on the local level, the regional level, the state level, the national level, so we can begin to organize, because there's something that has to be admitted. As painful as it is, I think we have more black people in America who are loyal to the status quo and the establishment, as you saw during the Roland Martin interview. A lot of our people think like that. That sister was not just representing herself. Her line of thought is representative of a lot of black women. And the young brother right next to him, his line of thought is representative of a lot of black men. And of course, we had the attorney, who I respect because he did bring a degree of balance to the conversation, but yet and still he was afraid to be too supportive of the unapologetically African line because of his relationships with the power structure. So that panel, as trifling as the two of them, you know, that was very representative and endemic of what we're going through as a community. So we have more black people who will be against us, brothers, and that's why we have to do a very good job, a very keen job of making sure we're bringing the right people into this struggle. In other words, I believe we have to have a civil war in the black community, not a physical one necessarily, but a mental, a psychological, a cultural, a social, a financial civil war. Those who care have to separate themselves from those who don't, so we can move forward. Because if we think at all that this is going to be some sort of utopian struggle where all of the 45 million blacks in America are going to want to chip in, we are sadly mistaken. I think that the house Negro of today is 50 times worse than the ones who are on the plantation.
Watch out now, Dr. Johnson.
You know, just switching gears, I know there's there's so much, and my phone is blowing up, man. They want to ask you questions.